the best part about all of this is it's something that you can do every single day. It's something that you can just focus on getting consistent at. If you weren't on the call we did last night, the Facebook 101 training, the replay of it's been put in the group, so go check that out if you missed it. It was probably the most comprehensive Facebook training that we have done to date. And honestly, if somebody went and watched that, watched it once a week and just applied once a week and applied and just did everything that we talked about in there, you could absolutely kill it with Facebook when it comes to this business. So let's get started. First thing that I want to do today, what we're going to do is work on just creating some engagement in Facebook, getting a good post up, as well as growing our network a little bit. And then we're also going to invite to a call. We're doing another Keto Reboot call tomorrow night. We had a guest call with Coach Rob DeBoer and Stephanie Melke hosted it on, I believe it was Monday night. So we're going to do another one on Thursday night for us to all invite to for the reboot. So we'll be talking about that in a minute. First thing though, let's go to our Facebook and let's engage for about 5 minutes. So open up your Facebook app, or you can go into Facebook Messenger. And if you go to where you see your people down at the bottom here, you'll be able to see who's online and you can message people that way. So we're going to take 5 minutes. What I want you to do is either go through your Facebook feed and comment and like on other people's stuff or other people's posts, or go into your messenger and start just engaging with people. Check in, say, hey, how's it going? How are things? Like, how's is your city open yet? Just create dialogue, not to sell ketones, just to be friends. The other thing that you can do during this time is hit birthdays. And if you go into Facebook and find the birthdays, you can just start creating birthdays. All right, so it's 3:04. We'll do this for 5 minutes. If you have questions, feel free to come off mute and ask. This is something that if you do consistently, this is like the missing link for many people. And if you have to be intentional, it's easy to scroll and read and scroll and click, but sometimes you have to physically get in the habit of scroll and comment, and then to take it to the next level, engaging beyond posts and in Messenger is kind of like next level engagement. Natasha, welcome. We are engaging. So commenting on people's stuff, sending out birthday messages, sending messages to people just to check in and say hello. Basically doing everything you can to create relationships, ask questions, reach out to old friends, exercise that empathetic heart or the human being or the interest muscle that we all have. All right, couple more minutes of doing this. All right. The funny thing is that this is like real business. We have we have a neighborhood girl that watches our girls sometimes. We also have a nanny that watches our girls sometimes, and they come into our house and they're like, what do you guys do all day? And we're just literally doing things like we're doing right now, going live on Facebook, posting on Facebook, messaging people on Facebook. So most people would kill to have a business that would pay them to do this because they do it anyways, right? All we're doing is shifting the focus a little bit and being a little bit more intentional about the time that we spend on Facebook in order to create the maximum impact possible. All right, one more minute. Okay, perfect. It has been our 5 minutes. Next thing that we're going to do is put up a post. Now, I want you to self-evaluate real quick. So click on the menu in the bottom of your phone on Facebook, and then you click on your name if it doesn't take you there automatically. So I would click on the menu. It brings up this screen that looks kind of like that. And then I'm going to click on myself up here, which is Nick Martinez. It might default that. So this is my personal page. Now, every now and then I like to audit my Facebook page, meaning I want to scroll through and see what's going on, meaning see what I've been posting, see if I've been creating value. And one of the things that you can do here is see what I want you to check is your last post a Prove It post, or was it personal? I'm asking for that for a reason, because if you just posted about the reboot or about ketones yesterday and there's nothing else after it, I wouldn't do a post about ketones in the reboot today. Now, if you posted yesterday about ketones and then you posted last night about the food that you ate and then you posted this morning about something, you might be okay. But if it goes prove it, it's too much. So that's one of the things we covered on the training last night. So you want it to go life, whatever it is, fun, dog, food, engagement, and then boom, prove it. So you want to see 3, 4 during times where we have certain products available or times where there is a sale or something. You can be a little bit more prove it heavy, but in general, you want to see about 4 posts for every one that's prove it. You did the reboot post in your stories today. Great. So if it's not on your wall, you have a little bit of flexibility. So a couple things. First, let's do some sort of just life post about you and life on your Facebook page. Or if you haven't done a post about the reboot, you can do a post about the reboot. So you can know the answer to that. Now, I saw some good reboot posts today, and I'll read you one of them. I don't know if Stephanie's on here. I stole this from Stephanie Pennington. It was a good post. She said, I am going to do a quick metabolism reset. You can call it metabolic reset or metabolism reset, whatever you want. Anyone want to de-bloat your body with me? Question mark, question mark, question mark. I mean, the words on that, you can use whatever words you like, right? She has 8 comments, so I think she has 4 people that messaged, hey, give me some information. I'm going to do a quick metabolism reset. Anyone want to de-bloat with me? The other one that has been going around that I think is doing pretty well is, who wants to do a 2-day cleanse with me and drop some of this quarantine fluff? I need some accountability partners. Essentially, you're just putting it out there like, hey, this is here. So if you've done one of those or done a reboot post, do something about life. If you haven't yet, let's do one of those. And things about life can be whatever you did today. What did you just have for lunch? What are you doing with your kids? Where are you currently? They see iPhone. Who's outside in some nice sun has a swimsuit on? What's your name? I might know you, but I just don't recognize. What's
Megan
up?
Watson.
Hey, Megan, how's it going?
I'm good. How are you?
Awesome. Where are you?
In Rhode Island.
Oh, man. It looks nice and warm out.
It's beautiful out.
Are you sitting next to a pool?
Not next to it, but it's right there.
fantastic. I mean, I would be taking a selfie of you enjoying the beautiful weather in Rhode Island and saying something about it.
You got it. We'll do.
All right. Krista, what is that behind you? Is that a human torture device or something, or a sewing machine, or a drill press, or what?
So I have a heat press.
Oh.
Because I started making shirts for my daughter and I. Then I have my ketones. Like, it's my office in this corner, and then it's a playroom in the other corner.
That's awesome. I think that heat press would be a really cool Facebook post. Maybe even just a picture of it and say, do you know what this is? My new hobby.
I love to, when my silhouette is going, I have my ketones beside it, and my dog likes to attack my silhouette and play with it because the vinyl's moving back and forth. And so, like, I'll do a boomerang with my dog and the silhouette and my ketones beside it. It's awesome. People always comment.
I like it. I like it. Perfect. All right, so let's get that post up. We'll get you 3 more minutes to just put something up, have some fun with it, wherever you're at. All right, let's see. If you posted 10 minutes ago, you probably don't need to post again. You can work on your story. But if you haven't posted today, or if you posted this morning, this is a great time to just put some sort of life post. If you haven't posted yet about the reboot, throw some sort of reboot post up. And then the key, again, if you're new to this kind of conversation, if somebody comments on your reboot post, you want to message them back or reply to their comment and say, hey, I'll message you. Hey, I'll private message you. You always want to respond to it, because then that creates engagement. And then you want to say, I'll message you privately, so then everybody else seeing it also wants the message. They don't want to be left out. All right. Boom. All right. Everybody got a post up? Let's do a, I like that, Heather. Let's do a post in your story. Remember, our concept with Facebook is always post, grow, and engage. Post, grow, and engage. We did the engage part first. We're posting right now. You want to have 1 to 5 posts, or 1 to 3 posts a day, and 3 to 5 tiles or more in your story. In your story, it's super easy to add to it. You're just going to click add story, and you're going to use pictures. You're going to use different things. I want to show you real quick some resources that you can use for the reboot for the story if you don't have them yet. If you already have them, just go ahead and get to work and start posting in the story. The story is a great way to share about the reboot. It's a great way to ask, like do a poll. You could use that concept of resetting your metabolism as a nice question. Hey, do you feel like you're off track after this quarantine? And have a yes or no. And then the next tile, if there was something that would reset your metabolism in 2 days, would you want to participate? And then you could do 2 or 3 before and after pictures. And then want more information? Yes, or absolutely, something like that. And then let me show you the easiest way to find this stuff. So if you're new to our Facebook group, if you're not yet a member, You're going to type in Better Starts Here 2020, and that will pull up a page. Make sure that you request access to this if you haven't yet. And when you're in here, you're going to see all of our resources. One of them, if you click on photos, will show you our albums. And in here, we have before and afters. We should have a reboot album. Where is it? Here we go. So all of these are free to use. They're great. Like there's some product descriptions that you can put in the story, which is kind of cool. I like to have a question with a poll and then some sort of, are you feeling off track after the quarantine? Or how do you feel, are you like me in that you're falling a little bit off track? Or do you have some extra fluff after this last 2 months? So excited for this month's Metabolic Reset. And then if you choose like 2 or 3 pictures that are in here, you can choose whichever ones you want, whatever strikes your fancy. And then the next tile is want more information on our reboot, you know, yes or absolutely, yes or send right away. You don't have no as an option. Both buttons, just make one fun and one be yes. If you have questions on any of this, you can come off mute and ask.
Hey, Nick, I just wanted to let you know, I took your advice into action and I put the strawberry peach right beside my hand press and said, curious, what are some of your hobbies you like to do when you have time? I love using this thing, but I don't always have time for it. Think it's time to break it out again.
I like it. I like it. That's perfect. At the end of the day, when you're posting story or your wall, you're letting people have a glimpse of who you are. And everybody on here is unique and interesting. I guarantee it. If I came to your house, I would find 30 things that are unique and interesting about you. You just let me go through your closets and your garage and things long enough. I'll be like, what's this? Oh my gosh. I mean, I got a yoga ball sitting in here. I've got a salt rock candle thing. I've got some fun pictures on my walls. I've got this little license plate that says Pura Vida, just like all about Costa Rica, place that I want to go very soon. Been thinking about looking at trips to Hawaii recently. I mean, there's all sorts of stuff going on. So tile, pick, poll. Sarah, yeah, that works. There's no magic right or wrong to it. It's just you create a flow in your brain, right? I would have a tile that maybe asked a question and maybe another one, and then I like pick in the poll. Yeah. Or maybe even a picture after it. Get them to swipe back and say, okay, I do want some information on that. I probably wouldn't do more than, I don't know, 5 so that you get them to keep clicking rather than swiping to the next person. But you'll definitely get attraction with that. People are on to before and after pictures here. Just, they get sucked in by them. I mean, I'm always fascinated by them too. So I get it, right? Works on me. I'm like, holy smokes, really? Now, when the reboot's not available, you can do the same exercise just with ketones, just with how you're feeling, and then some before and after pictures that we have available in the group as well. Let's take one more minute and get that, get a couple more tiles up, and then we'll move on.
Hey, Nick, it's Heather, and I'm driving, so I'm not going to text.
Yeah.
One thing that worked for me the other day when I did my stories about the reboot is I literally did like a live, but you know how the stories are so short, and talked about how they're available again, but hurry because they're going to sell out. And then I did a couple pictures with a poll, and I had a lot of people come back and say, okay, well, when do I have to get it? So if you're kind of doing, like, because of the urgency, because it's going to sell out. So more people responded versus, you know, because they're not doing the half raised hand, they actually responded back.
Yeah, I like that.
I don't know if it helps, but
Yeah, for sure. I like it. I like it. I mean, one of the best things that we have with the reboot is the fact that it's only available for the first 5 or 6 days of the month. It's the best and the worst. From a business standpoint, it's the best. Believe it or not, you actually sell way more because you can only sell it for 6 days. Because it's not familiar. There's urgency. There's a push to get it, because otherwise they won't be able to get it. Now, there is a little hack. If they buy the challenge, they can always buy the reboot. So if you have a new customer that wants the reboots, get them to go to the challenge website and they can buy a reboot too. It's pretty special. All right. Yes, Marcia, we will be recording. No problem with the 4-year-old and concentration. I totally get it. All right. Take 30 more seconds and we'll move to the next thing. Is the Facebook Better Starts Here 2020? Melody, yes, it is. And oh gosh, there's a lot of. All right. Let's move on. You can always add more as we go. The next thing that I want to do real quick, this shouldn't take us very long because I want to make sure we have time for inviting to the call tonight. We're going to, or sorry, the call tomorrow night. We're going to grow our network, and I want everybody to add 3 people to your friends. And easiest way, if you're new to doing this, if you haven't done it a ton, is just go to your Facebook and then click on friends, and then you can start to see the suggested friends. And then just look through who you have there that Facebook suggests that you become friends with, and see if there's a relationship. See if you have mutual friends. See if they are somebody you know from the past. I always start with people that I've already connected with or that I already have some sort of relationship with. And then from there, you can expand it a little bit. So this might be a time to go into one of the groups that you're in and maybe make a couple comments and kind of see who you've been dialoguing with. And let's just try to add 1 to 3 people right now. And this really becomes more of a muscle during the day, because sometimes you do it as you're engaging in groups, right? You're in a group and you're engaging in that group, and then you start to see people that you're like, oh, I'd like to be friends with you. And then you can send those people friend requests. But real quick, just take a moment. Another easy thing you can do is go to some of your friends, just click on them and see who they're friends with. And then you can add those people as your friends, especially because you're like, oh, I know that person. So let's take 2 minutes real quick and just do this.
Okay, go ahead. Let's drop this server. We have plenty of time.
All right. If you have questions about this, definitely ask them. You're welcome to come off mute. This is one of those DMOs where if you just do it every day, before you know it, you have way more friends than you ever knew. And if you follow the stuff that we talked about earlier, before you know it, like, they're all following you, and they're now learning about ketones because they're clicking on your story and they're curious. So who else can we add today? Let's take another minute. I just clicked on somebody and I'm just going through who her friends are, and I'm like, oh wow, some of these people have 4 or 5 mutual friends with me. I'm just looking for names that I recognize. Some of them I'm like, oh yeah, I think I went to the gym with that person. Add. All right.
Okay, so Nick, do you just add them or do you message them also?
A little of each. There's no right or wrong.
Okay, because I'm trying something new right now where somebody that we have a lot of mutual friends, but they're not private people. So I'm saying, hey, Facebook suggested I might want to be your friend. And when I saw how many mutual friends we have, I thought I might want to be your, I haven't finished typing it yet.
That works.
And then ask them a question.
Yeah. You could say something like that. You could say, hey, just noticed we weren't friends. I figured we would be by now. Or, hey, it's been like, so if it's somebody that you see some of the stuff that you do, or that they do, and you know you have a mutual interest, you might say, hey, I noticed you really like dogs. I love connecting with other dog owners. And then if they add you, the other thing you can do is you can send them a friend request, and then when you see, oh, they accepted your friend request, then you can message them. Say, hey, thanks for accepting my friend request. Super excited for us to connect further. Doesn't have to be rocket science. Probably the less words, the more unweird it is. Sometimes if you get super wordy on it, people are like, this is really strange. Why is she talking to me that much? Until you kind of break the ice and build more of a relationship. But great comment, great question. All right, let's go ahead and move on. The last thing that I want to do before we hop off is invite people to the guest call tomorrow night. It is, let me see if it's been pulsed yet. Jenna was supposed to pulse it earlier. No, it has not yet. It's going to be at 8 p.m. Central Time tomorrow, 9 p.m. Eastern. 6 p.m. on the Pacific Coast or on the left coast. So it's a call about the reboot. So it's actually in your benefit that you don't have the details yet, because it's easier for you to authentically invite. And how you do that is think of 3 to 5 people right now who you think might want to do the reboot or have expressed interest in the past with the reboot. And the language you use is, hey, I know you expressed you were interested in perhaps joining me for the reboot last month. We're actually doing it again in June. We're doing a call tomorrow night to explain the details. It's going to be tons of fun. If I grabbed you the information for the call, could you hop on? So if I grabbed you some details to the call, would you be open to popping an earbud in and listening? Sometimes if they don't ask you, if you don't tell them the time even, they're basically, I'm asking them, if I gave you the details, would you want to listen to the call? They're going to say yes or no. If they say no, then maybe they're not interested. But they're going to say yes to that. And then if they aren't able to hop on live, I'm going to send them the replay. So let's invite 3 people to that call tomorrow night. And again, if it's somebody out of the blue, you could say, hey, have you ever heard of the keto reboot? You could say, oh my gosh, I just signed up to do this 2-day cleanse to help drop some of this quarantine fluff. Doing an informational call on it tomorrow night. If I were able to get you the details, would you want to pop on and learn more? All right. All right, just typed a little script of some of those words. OMG, just signed up to do this 2-day cleanse in June to drop some of this quarantine fluff. We were doing a quick call to explain more tomorrow. If I were to get you details for the call, would you pop on and listen? You're going to love this. Notice what I said at the end. You're going to love this. I was talking to one of our promoters today, Diana, who lives out in Orange County. She and I were talking today, and she was just asking me about how do I say that to somebody. One of the things we talked about was just the power of your words and the power of positive words. When I got invited to look at Prove It, my buddy said, you've got to do this, Nick. You're going to love this. This is going to change the world. It's going to be amazing. So in the back of my head, I'm like, oh, I'm going to love this. Oh, this is going to be amazing. Oh, this is going to change the world. He put those thoughts in my brain. I couldn't get them out. So if you tell somebody, hey, you're going to love this. Hey, you're going to love what happens as a result of this keto reboot. You're going to love how you feel after this is completed. You're going to love X, Y, Z. Oh my gosh, this is such a powerful thing. You'll be blown away. If you say those type of things, they're going to start thinking, okay, maybe I should do this. They're planting a seed. Same works for the business. If you're inviting somebody to learn more about this business, oh my gosh, you got to check this out. It's so amazing. I think you'd be amazing at this. I think you'd do incredible. All right, who's invited a couple people? Anyone? At least one invite out? Hopefully. All right. I see Jennifer does. That's good. Oh, all right. Natasha has one out. Rhode Island has one out. All right. That's what I'm going to call you from now on. It's Rhode Island. Sarah has some invites out. Perfect. All right. Who else has got an invite or two out? Oh, Heather does. That couch comfy? Marsha, perfect. All right. Well, that is our action hour for the day. Honestly, this is the business. If we do this every single day and just stay consistent with it, you'll always have new people to talk to. You always have new customers coming in, new promoters. Here's the key. As you're growing a team, teach your team to do exactly what you're doing, right? It's not complicated. It's not something that you can't teach. Sometimes they're not on this Zoom. They may not have the same level of commitment that you do, but if they're a promoter, they did raise their hand saying, hey, I want to at least get this for free. I want to earn some grocery money. So sometimes what I have to do for those who don't make the call is I have to message them and say, hey, can I help you put up a Facebook post? Hey, can I help you invite some people for the call tonight? So it's me engaging them and mobilizing them to take action. So if you're here today, like you're a self-starter, you're able to kind of get yourself up and get yourself going, give people a little bit of a nudge to get them moving. So do that with your promoters and watch as it starts to replicate. So thanks for being on. You guys are all awesome. Appreciate you. Good to see your faces. Lori, bye. Jennifer, Melinda, Rhode Island. Oh, now it says your name is, I don't like, you should just type Rhode Island when you're on from now on. All right. We'll see you, Megan. Krista, thanks everybody for participating. We'll see you later.